I'm streaming this from my bedroom in bed because it's late and because I'm tired. But you don't care about that. So I have this app. I have this CLI tool, I guess, and I wanted to work on it. The idea with this is that it's like create React app but smaller, so it doesn't have a lot of opinions, or more like it has some opinions, and it's supposed to make working with React easier, right? I guess the key difference is that it doesn't support Flow or Sass or any of the new nice things that Create React App 2 does, but it does support server rendering. So if that's something you care about, then cool. Anywho, so I wanted to kind of refurbish this. The last commit was in December 2017, so it's like really old. Um, so Kapil says, I thought I was the only one who works laying down. To be honest, half the work that I do is laying down. It's usually not in bed. It's usually on the couch and in like my home office. Um, but yeah, so this project I want to kind of revive after I saw this tweet from Adios Mani. Adios. Okay, there you go. And he was talking about his request. Oh, we actually found it. Awesome. Yeah, this tweet. Where he was talking about his feature request or kind of wish list for a React framework. And reading this list, it kind of reminded me of my own project because it meets most of this. Actually, it meets kind of all of this. But it's super old. So it's built with, I think, Webpack 2 or something. And then we have new things like suspense now, which can be inbuilt and do a couple of cool things. Anywho, so that's enough about this project. Um, so I installed it today. Let me like I cloned it, and then I saw this examples folder. So I haven't worked on this so long that I didn't remember how this works. And of course, like first thing I have to do is like check what scripts do I have here. What? Oh, okay. Let's open this example package JSON. So it seems like there's a dev script, right? I can run npm. It's weird because this project itself is big. I don't know how I was using it. And then when I look at package JSON, I realize this super weird thing that I'm doing. Um, Let me open it. Prettier compact. Okay. So I'm actually using a published version of it. So I'm not sure how was I testing this. Um, do I actually like I don't know what I was doing with it, but it looks like I was publishing it to npm and then testing it, which doesn't seem like a very good way. But also it was last year, so maybe I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was using npm link, but honestly I have no idea. So this is just how it works right now. One second, you can only see one window at a time. Whoops. This is weird. Can I fix this? Switch to entire screen. Oh, there we go. Okay. Um, so yeah, so the way I know how to do it properly now is you can use Learner, but you can also use Yarn. So I'm using package lock here, which means I was using npm. So I'm just gonna get rid of that and do a fresh install with Yarn, and hopefully it wouldn't take too long. Let me see what's in my global. What happened to my prettier? Okay, let's see. Okay, so I was using Babel CLI 6. Now I can use 7 now. I'm using a bunch of transforms. I guess all of these are already in Babel preset now. I'm using React 15.4, so that's gonna go. Obviously, I'm probably gonna switch it to the alpha, the new alpha. I'm using Webpack 2. So there's a bunch of old things here, and which is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with using the old things, but there's a lot of new features that I actually want to use, which I can't here. And for the node server, I'm actually using Express, which is my favorite. Cool. So this is obviously going to take forever. I should have probably done this step before I started this live stream. Okay, but there are things that I can still do. So I know that for Yarn workspaces to work, you have to declare workspaces in your package.json, which is an array, and then you can give the name of the folders where it should work. So it seems like it should work in examples. So I can just say example/simple. This is one of them. And what is the other one? Examples.regithub, which is like a sample application that I usually like to create. Okay, let's see. I don't care about art, benchmarks, will come to later. This dev folder seems useful. Utils prod, interesting. Oh god, how do I even link this? Is this just the root? That's a weird structure. I guess I can just say dot and link it, because this itself is called pay. Yeah, which is not going to work out. Okay, so we're gonna restructure it. We're gonna create a new thing called packages, and then I want to actually put all of the main code. Oh god, something failed. Unexpected string. Oh shit, I broke it because I was modifying package.json. That's so stupid. Okay, I'm gonna undo all of these changes and run yarn again. Hopefully this time it will take it from cache. Oh, it did. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so I want to do packages, and inside packages I want to put these examples, and I want to put pay. Cool. So now in my package.json, I can say the workspaces where I expect this bay as a global dependency. I'll kind of go over what that means. I can say packages star, which would basically make it available in every folder. Yeah, I think this works. And the idea is that when you have something like this, when you have pay, and you can create a new package.json here. Let me go inside packages, pay, and do an yarn. Actually, let me do an npm in it. And this will create like the basic structure of it. And I have this version, right? So if I'm using version, let me just start call 2.0. And in the other thing is like over here in my package.json, if I use the same version as I've declared over here, what it's going to do, it's not actually going to install it from the npm registry. It's going to install it from the local workspace, because I've declared that this is dependent, right? So I think a better way of calling this would be something like this. Packages, I think it's examples slash. Okay, so now this is saying like these two are packages in my workspace, and if there is any interdependency between them, it should be resolved locally and not from the registry. So I can actually now in my root I can say yarn again, and it should link it. Okay, yarn workspaces can only be enabled in private projects, right? So this means that this main project, like the root level, should be private. And it's because the root project is more like just a way of keeping all the things together. You wouldn't really want to publish this to npm, so you can make it private by just saying private is true, and then you can of course publish any of these packages on your own. Good. I'm going to run yarn again. It's going to not really install anything, I guess, because it's already there, but it will link everything that's internal. Good. How do we test this now? So we've got this dependency. The fun part is if we can actually test this by looking at what's the published version of Bay, and you'll see Bay actually is only at 1.4, right? So if version 2 doesn't exist, it should have, and it was trying to reach the registry, then it should have broke, right? It should have given you an error that that's not a thing. But because it linked to the internal version, it actually just like mapped it to that, and there was no registry involved. So that's something cool. You can work on the next feature without actually publishing it. So now, like, this is more like the setup part of it. How do I see if this actually works? Because I'll have to set up this whole thing. Maybe I'll just do that. So I guess this file goes here, and this prod thingy goes here, utils go here. What is the source file? Is it index? Yeah, I think it's index. So index goes here, and this is the file that would be required. So main is set to index, which is perfect. Required, yeah, I guess this should work. I guess you can try it out. So I'm going to open my terminal. Now, where am I? I'm going to go packages, examples, simple, and run. What do I have to run? Let's see, simple, package JSON, dev. Oh, another good way is you can just say yarn run, and then it will tell you what scripts exist. So I want to run dev. And it failed, awesome. Command not found because it doesn't know what bay is. Awesome. Okay, this I know. So bay, because it's a CLI tool, you also need a bin command, not just a main command. So I can actually just, from the old one, I can copy it to the new one, package JSON. Yep, run yarn again so that it does the link up. Now I can say yarn dev. Okay, let's run yarn at the root. Let's see. Oh, wait, there's an error here. Missing version in workspace. Something simple. Oh, okay. So, seems like every package should have a version. I guess I'll just make it 0.01 because I don't really care about what the version of this is. Okay, let's run yarn again. Resolving packaging, fetching packages. Okay, this is a clean install. Now I can go to packages, example, simple, run yarn dev again, yarn dev. Oh, awesome. Now there's no error. It started doing. I guess it's doing something. Oh, cool. It's listening on port. It actually still works. Which I guess, I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised because code doesn't really break on its own. Oh, we see hello world. Awesome. So I guess this works. Let's see if changing something in the root like bay actually changes something in, like, if I want to show you if it's properly linked or not. Let's see, I'm running a dev script. So there's this server file. Oh, I guess we can change any of these. So it says defining routes. Defining routes. I'm going to rename this to really defining routes. And I don't expect this to, oh, I have to of course rerun this. And let's see. If it's linked to the right file, this should give you a new message. Perfect. So it is linked. And yep. So just to quickly summarize, how this works is in the root of your repository, you say workspaces, and this package needs to be private, and then here you define the packages. And now if any of your packages like this one depends on the other one, it would check locally if this version exists. Sorry, which is that file? Not re-GitHub, but pay. Yep. So if this version exists, and it will link it to that instead of getting it from the registry. So then you can work on the dev mode, and when it's ready, you can release it. So that's pretty much how to use this. I'm going to end this live stream here. Hope you learned something. Bye.